And the timer started. It was too shallow. Maybe the die got hung, especially like a D4, and it didn't roll out.
Yeah.
It'd be awkward. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. I guess they can't hear you.
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. We're about to do intros, folks. How's it going?
From the top.
From the top. Welcome to the season premiere of Rise of Sagemist. We're just going to do some character intros as well as player intros so we can get familiar of who everyone is before we get started. Paul, would you like to start?
Okay, so how in depth do you want this intro?
Pretty quick. Just tell them who you are, where they can find you, and who you're playing, and then the rest will be divulsions.
Easy enough. Good afternoon, everybody. I am your friendly neighborhood Paul. I broadcast live on twitch.tv/FNHPaul. I am playing Luth Brightwood, the human Horlock. I don't know. That's all I got. You said name, where they can find me, and my character. Done.
No, it's just how you said warlock. is
Yeah,
weird.
it was more like
Yeah.
Warlock. I was like, are you pimping your kid out? What's happening here?
I wasn't gonna say it.
He has a speech impediment. What do you want?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oh,
He just-
got it. That's what it is.
Okay.
Warlock? I'm kidding. He doesn't. But
Transitioning.
He does
over
now, it's
canon. Chris.
Oh, is that me? Oh,
Mhm.
hi. I'm Chris Solo, founder of Fable 42. You can find us at fable42.com and all things social. I'm going to be playing Merrick Arturius, a human fighter. I definitely don't belong in this group. That will make it known.
these things. It's not like
You're a special fighter though.
I am.
Taking it over to the Lady Liv.
Hi, I'm the Lady Liv. You can find me on twitch.tv/theladyliv. Now we'll be playing Natari, a Kalashtar druid. So,
Ooh.
Yay.
Brent.
Hi, my name is Brent. My Twitch name is Brent D&D, but I don't actually stream. You'll just see me in the chat. And yet, I mean, I guess I stream secondarily on everyone else's channel. And I will be playing Kiaran Talabrina, and I am a half-drow sorcerer, female half-drow sorcerer.
Nice. Little Will.
Hi everyone, I'm Austin, and I'll be playing Lever and Rider, SMR Bard.
He's like, that's it.
Done and done.
We also have a wizard, but his computer is no worky right now. So that's all you have today. It's just us lovely 5-6 faces. I forgot myself. But without further ado, I want to debut our trailer, which I may or may not have done after working an entire shift. So if you get epilepsy or what's it, seizures from moving screen parts,
Epileptic.
there you go. I'm sorry in advance. But we'll play the trailer and we'll come back and we'll start. So see you in a little bit. Bye. Here we go.
You know, it might be. My RAM had right back here on the table. Right there.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Oh, I was like, what's happening? I need to play music because it's too quiet in my brain noggin juice.
Quiet in your brain. You know what? We're just gonna let it. We're just gonna let it run.
We're going with
Don't
it.
ask questions. Don't ask
I
questions.
am on 3.5 hours of sleep. I am allowed to be crazed.
Good start.
Just let me know if the music's too loud.
And it's just comforting to know that y'all's fireballs is what broke the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get the lovely...
We talked about it. It's just gonna go through our avatars, and it's not actually gonna be. It's gonna be more of a psychic ball.
Oh, I like that.
So that way, it's tougher for things to be resistant to it. And it's just gonna be like the worst goddamn migraine you've ever had.
So I'm curious. If they take enough psychic damage, can they go crazy?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. Watch you be like the first guinea pig for it and be like, roll a Constitution save.
I mean, I don't know. I was gonna say I don't think you have it. I know.
No, I don't.
3 of us have it.
I have
Not sure
other
Druid
stuff.
has it. I have other things. I know spells. I know lots of spells. So many spells. Question is, do you have a prop ukulele?
I do somewhere.
Sweet.
If not, you need to go on Amazon and get yourself like a little baby guitar. Just bing.
So to open things up, you all have arrived at the Sagemist Academy, the Academy of Magical Arts, as they call it. Your reasons may be different, and we'll get into that here shortly. Some of you may have already been at the Academy, and some of you are completely new, brand new, and you have to go through what's called initiation. Initiation is something that happens not on a yearly basis, but more think of it like a bi-weekly or monthly type deal where they just initiate all the new students to the academy and then implement them into their own school regimen. You just pick up as you go. Classes aren't necessarily locked in the what's the best way of putting it? You can attend classes and not have to worry about missing other classes because they'll retrograde it to you. So whenever you come to the academy, the curriculum's kind of like adjusted to where new students are getting the new stuff that they need to know, and then the older students are, progressing as they would like. So today we have 4 new students, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna go and kind of see how everyone gets acclimated to Sagemist and go from there. So the story opens up in the city of Sagemist. The city of Sagemist is rather large, one of the largest ones in Bastion's Keep. Bastion's Keep is a regional territory that has recently been acquired by the new king, Bastion Alsatian, who provided somewhat of a peace treaty over the land. So this is like peace land. We're not doing war. Don't come here trying to start stuff because it's not going to end well for you. The Sagemas Academy is located in the city of Sagemist, and it's a 3-level academy, all structured around its classes and peasants, more or less. But the way the school profits and goes from there is it allows students to come to learn about magic on scholarships or by patron paying for your stay there, pretty much. But essentially, it's a way for people that aren't so rich to also get a dipping into the magical realm of things. So within the city of Sagemist, there's a lot of goings and comings and people out and about doing their regular stuff. They treat the academy as, anybody would that has like a school in their town, a pretty large school. They know it's there. If they have magic, they might have went there at some time. If they don't, they're just like, yeah, that's the Magic Academy. So if you inquire about it in the cityscape, people are just gonna, respond in kind with what they know about it. Only those privy who have kind of attended the academy kind of know the inner dealings and like how much magic is actually being used there. But for the general populace, you don't really know what's going on behind the curtains unless you actually attend the academy. But yes, in the city, there is a small carriage, not too large, not too big, traveling with a couple of new faces. In the back of this carriage, there are various students, all who have recently been accepted into the Sagemist Academy, and it is there that we open up with a young Luth and a young Natari. What would you like to do?
And we're in the carriage?
Yes, you're both. It's relatively large, so there's maybe a dozen of you in this particular carriage alone. You've just all been either picked up from your hometown and transported here via this carriage, or somehow have gotten picked up recently through it to take you to the academy grounds.
Well, Natari, not being used to people outside her druid circle for a long time, is just going to be kind of like sitting there anxious and kind of keeping her head down, eyeballing people and trying to get a read of the situation.
Luth is going to be staring out the windows at every single building, just jaw not quite on the floor, but like really just staring at everything, like in wonder, like Charlie at the Chocolate Factory kind of level shit. Just like, what is going on? Like, how is this place real? And he's just kind of bouncing. He's trying not to like disturb the other people on the carriage, but also not really paying that much attention.
Okay. Roll perception checks, you two.
First roll of the day.
Discovering I don't really like these dice too much. They're very hard to read.
12.
What's perception off of? Oh wait, it's on here. 12 as well.
Okay. Yeah, you notice off in like the corner area of the carriage, there is a young would-be student creating a produce flame in their hands and kind of like tossing it side to side in each of their hands, just like, ooh, look what I can do kind of deal.
Guess I'll approach the kid.
Okay. I mean, y'all are all within eye distance, so you just literally have to like, look over at him and be like, "Hey, kid."
All right, fair enough. I wasn't sure. You okay? I don't know if that's wise to have a fire in the carriage.
He like looks at you, stops juggling it obviously, and is holding it in one hand. No, what do you mean? It's just a produce flame. It's a cantrip. You can cantrip, can't you?
Well, I mean,
you know what a cantrip is, don't you?
Yeah, of course I know what a cantrip is. What? You act like I just...
Insight check? Question mark?
What, you want to roll deception?
Oh wait, you're lying. You're full on like, I don't know what magic is.
I don't know.
Sure,
I have magic, but this is all new to me. I don't know how to do it. Like, I don't have any real control over what I'm doing.
Yes, go for a deception check if you're trying to pull the wool over this kid's eyes.
Ooh, a 15?
Okay. He like looks at you a little, like you paused when you said it, but he's like, yeah, It's just regular magic. I mean, no harm, no foul. And as he says this, the fire that is in his hand kind of like falls, not in the lap of anyone, but like down by y'all's feet. Do a quick dex save just to see. No reason.
Dex save?
Just you know. You as well, Natari.
Nat 20 for a 21 altogether.
Okay.
15.
Okay. I was like, that's either a good number or a really.
It's just it's really hard to read these dice. Like,
Oh, the new dice that you get. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, the fire goes like down by y'all's feet, but it dissipates quick enough. No one's injured or hurt by it. And he's like, yeah, sorry.
See, now that's what I mean. Like what if that had landed on something? That could have caught this whole thing on fire.
I don't think anyone's ever died by a produced flame. I mean, at least no one that's not already injured.
I mean, I guess, but still, you never know.
I mean, did you get hurt?
Well, not this. No, I guess.
So it's all good then, right?
I guess. He kind of goes back and he's like trying to think like, can I do that? Can I make fire? He's like, and then he hears a little whisper. No, you can't. No, you can't. Don't do that. That's not gonna. The thing that you're trying to do. That thing you're trying to do is not gonna make a produce flame. It's gonna do something else.
Oh no. So
I cast fireball.
The kid looks
Kidding.
at you. The name's Puckett. What's yours?
Puckett.
And he, just for description's sake, he is a blonde boy human. Just for lore's sake, everyone, humans are normally previous heirs of the Triperian Empire. The Empire is no longer a thing after the war. However, humans came from the Triperian Empire, so if you see humans, they're normally from there. They hail from there. Not that that matters. Just saying. It's been years. No one cares.
My name's Luth. Luth Brightwood. He kind of extends his hand out to shake.
Nice to meet you, Luth. Luth, you said.
Yay, Luth.
You don't sound like you're from around here. Not, that I'm an expert on accents or anything, but you kind of sound like you're not from around here.
Yeah, this is all kind of new to me. Kind of new to the whole magic thing in general. Kind of just was told to come here to better understand what I can do and not do.
Right.
Luth just kind of smiles, like very like, please stop asking questions. Please stop asking questions. Please stop asking questions.
He looks over to like his left where Natari's sitting. How about you? What's your story?
She kind of like looks up and gets like a little panicked, and then doesn't speak out loud, but just like projects her voice into his brain hole. I'm Natari. I'm a druid. And that's all she says, and only Puckett would hear that.
Okay. So Puckett looks at you strange because your lips aren't moving while you're obviously speaking to him. Ugh. You're a strange one. Well, I'm Puckett. This here's Luth, and I think we should be friends.
Luth just looks over at Natari, just like sheepishly, like, hi.
she realizes that Luth could hear when she was talking earlier, and then finally goes, "Oh, hi. I'm Natari. I'm a druid."
On the mention of druid, obviously not Luth. I'm not even gonna have you roll like a history check on this, but you hear most of the other soon-to-be students like whispering, and they're like, "Druid? We don't get druids. There's never druids at the academy."
She kind of looks around and then like shrinks up a little bit more.
First level of oppression. You're not one of us.
I told you she's gonna get fucking picked on.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna tell the lady to be friends with me. I don't really think that's how making friends works, but you know, maybe things are different here in the city.
And on that awkward smile.
On that, just like I don't know. I'm just gonna.
The carriage kind of comes to a stop. A few, not even 2 minutes pass, and there's someone around the back that opens it up so that all of you can kind of exit. He extends the planks so that no one trips. All right, all of you, come on. We've arrived at the academy. This is your stop. Don't trip. Yep, watch where you're walking there, kid. And they're all just like making their way off the academy, or the carriage, sorry.
Luth very carefully picks up his small bag and his viola. Is it viola? Violin, whatever it's.
Viola. So there's
Viola.
viola and violin.
Okay, I guess viola. It's spelled weird. Anyway, but picks up his viola in his little bag and very carefully walks down.
Okay. You all more or less make your way off of this carriage, and you see that the students that you are kind of like funneling into all the other students that are also getting off various other carriages at the same time. Roll a perception check.
Better. Got a 19.
Okay.
14.
Okay. So you, Luth, you're able to see up in front of you this very interesting character. I don't know if you've seen this before. You can tell me if you have, but it's a young elvish woman, from what you can tell. I mean, she has the ears like elves, so you're thinking elves. Yeah. She has her hair neatly like tied into a braid that is over her shoulder, and she's standing there kind of like watching all the students pass. She has like belongings of her own, but she's more or less waiting for this group to get past as you all are approaching in the group.
Yeah, I mean, Luth notices her and sees her kind of stand there. It's like he kind of does like a half stop and just kind of like gestures out with a hand, like you can cut in here. You don't have to wait for everybody to pass through, if you want to, of course.
Sure. If you say so. I don't have to. I don't mind waiting.
Luth realizes like, oh, someone awkward as well. Good. Awkward energy, love it. But he's like, no, I insist. Come on.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Luth
My name is
like,
my name is Kiaran.
Kiaran?
That's close enough.
Sorry, I'm new words for me. I'm
Sure.
Luth.
It's nice to meet you. What? I'm here because my mom wanted me to attend. So, I didn't. She thought it was a good idea, and I guess it is.
Yeah, I got a. Someone else thought this was a good idea for me as well, which is funnily enough. I'm just here with the rest of the herd off the carriage.
Oh yeah, I was dropped off by. I guess my father dropped me off.
Oh, that's. Does he live in Sagemist? Luke just kind of like glances around, like, do people actually live here?
Well, in the city, so to speak.
That's nice. At least he's can drop you off and see you off, and didn't have to just
I mean, yeah, I've done a lot of traveling in over the past, well, since I was a child. My parents didn't live together. During the war, I got to go stay with my mom a lot, and then I would stay with my dad a lot.
How long ago was the war? Just, but quick.
Roughly the war ended officially like 10 years ago. This is the DT Diademia time, year 80, and the war ended in year 70, so roughly 10
All right, so it's about 10 years past.
And the academy's been open for 20 years, just
okay.
in case.
You would have had to been a babe for that, right?
Well, I mean, I'm a little older. I'm 25 years old.
Oh, I get. Oh, I'm sorry. You look younger than that. I apologize.
Well, I mean, I age well.
Remember, Luth is like 14, 15. Like he is a kid. So he's like, wait a minute, the war ended like that was forever ago. But in his brain.
It was a while back. But yeah, I grew up during the war. It was kind of it was a touchy situation for my mom and my father, for my mother and my father.
Right.
They were, I mean, they were kind of on opposite sides of the wars. So, yeah, it was a little strange for a while.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a right pickle.
But they worked really well together. The co-parenting thing, it really worked well for them.
That's all. But I mean, I guess that's awesome.
What about your mother and father?
Oh well, I don't. Well, I live with my mom. She was good. She's nice. And my pa went to help people when I was real young, and he just hadn't come back yet.
Oh.
So, I mean, I'm sure he's still out there doing stuff. At least that's what my mom always says. So, it's kind of what I'm hoping to do here. Learn something to help more people.
Sure. That's a good thing.
Natari, make a dexterity save.
Uh-oh.
That's a bit better number. 17.
Okay, and Levrin, make a acrobatics check.
Okay. Um, 25.
Okay. So as y'all are walking, Luth, Kiaran, Puckett, I think I said was his name, and
Yep.
Natari, someone bumps into you, Natari, and you're able to like regain your footing, but in the process, you kind of interject into another student, person by the name of Levrin, as he acrobatically like catches you in his arms to make sure that you're steady and you don't fall. The other student just like blends into the crowd, is not even like super excited, like I'm so excited, just like running full sprint, bumping into people along the way, and everyone's just like, hey,
They're running in the halls.
Well, Natari, I guess, kind of looks up at Levrin and like blushes a little bit, and then like speaks through her mind again. sorry, I'm sorry, and like shies away a little bit, and kind of keeps like just sidelong glancing at him a little bit.
Levering kind of like quirks an eyebrow a little bit and looks down. Are you okay? As he like helps her up.
And you would notice that you like hear this voice in your head. You don't see my mouth moving or anything. Yeah, I'm fine. Are you okay? Sorry.
Levering just kind of smirks a little bit at her question. I'm fine. It's quite an ability you have.
Yeah, I've had it my whole life. I don't really understand much about it, but I kind of prefer this most times.
And she was with like Luth and
Yeah,
Kiara.
so like Luth, Kiaran, and Puckett, you all have seen that she kind of like bumps into this other guy. He's talking, she's not really talking. The usual.
Levering kind of looks over her. Who are your friends?
Realizing the need to actually speak out loud, she kind of like sighs real quick, and then this is Luth, and this is Puckett, and I just overheard the conversation. I think this is Kieran, but I didn't really meet her.
Hi, I'm Kiaran.
Are you all first years too?
Yes, I put off coming here as long as my mother really wanted me to. I always knew, at least for the last 5 or 6 years, that I'd be coming here, but I put it off, and I finally felt like it was time.
Yeah, I'm new.
How many of you wanted to come here? And Levering looks visibly confused because like being a noble raised in magic, he's like, this is like what he's known he's been gonna do his whole life.
Well, I wanted to come. I just wanted to. I like traveling, so I did that first, and now I'm here.
I can understand that. And you, Luth, you sound different.
Well, I'm happy to be here. You know, I'm not saying I'm not. It's just I didn't really know about this place until recently. Wasn't really a magic person until fairly recently. But I mean, I'm happy to be here, and I'm more than happy to learn. I love reading, so you know, I'm happy to be here. You know,
Well, that's good.
He's just repeating himself and stumbling over himself. He's just I'm like, I don't know how to react to people.
So you all get funneled into what is called the Salt Mire, and there is, for all intents and purposes, one of the largest magical looking trees that you've ever seen in your entire existence, and behind it is like an open like forum area. The ground is laid in elegant bricks, each purposely put there. It works around the edges of the tree itself, and in front of this tree is this very large bronze stature of a, I want to make sure I do not say this incorrectly. 2 seconds, because if I say the wrong race, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot.
It's always fun to go back and retcon
He's just
the
gonna be in the
facts.
chat like, that's not my race. Let's see. 2
Liana.
seconds. He is a gnome. So, a large statue of a gnome. And on it is the name Brixus Saltmire. And he's just kind of like holding out his large, what weapon did he have?
Does this statue seem a little ironic to you guys? I mean, it's a large statue
Oh, his
of a
large
gnome?
great sword. He kind
of a gnome with a great sword.
Yeah, that does look pretty funny, actually.
Leverin's not
Like-
really paying attention. He's flirting
Like
with the
how-
chick to his left.
How does he swing? Like, how does he just carry that around? Because like he'd have to carry it like sideways, right? So it's like it could if it. And it, like Luth is just trying to like figure out how this guy would walk through doors. Like she'd have to like walk through like sideways, like right?
Well, surely the statue's not a life size, right? I mean, that's just
Well, no,
odd.
Well, no, I meant more of like because I mean he's got a great sword.
Right.
And so you would either have to hold it all the time going through a door, or you'd have to like if we're just like Luther's just lost in it, like just trying to figure out like how the hell
the logistics of that are just mind-boggling.
Atari just dead stops and is staring at the tree in awe.
So the tree itself, it's obviously a magical one laying behind this statue. It has all types of like magical wisps enlightening the different leaves and other foliage within the tree. It's pretty much like glowing magically rather than glowing naturally, if that's the other option.
that is another option. I would say yes.
So it's like glowing from arcane energy as opposed to
as opposed
nature
to like,
energy.
Nature energy.
So weird. Are all the trees
Make a
statues like this here,
perception check.
or is it like
Who?
special?
Everybody. Well, everybody that's present.
18.
Okay.
God damn it.
19.
19. Okay.
Uh, 13.
Okay. What did you get, Luth?
Sorry, my I was having some issues there.
Oh.
What do you need me to roll?
Perception?
Oof. That'd be a 5.
Wow. Okay, so Luth is
I am
talking
enamored
kind
by
of
this
like
tree.
in between the tree and the gnome statue. He's kind of flabbergasted, but there is a large Earth Ganassi woman that kind of walks up beside the statue as you all are like funneled into this area. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen. Students, please let me have your attention. My name is Professor Venus, and we will all be sorting you into your classes, your houses here shortly. Follow me. And she starts to walk around the tree to where it's more open and kind of there's seating areas to your left and right, and in front of you is a very large kind of like stone desk, very richly inlaid with symbols and other small details to show off its uniqueness. But at this large table are the various other professors, and in the center is the current headmistress, which you all should be aware that she is Lady Faerun, who is one of the lords and ladies of the Bastion's Keep, which she kind of like takes orders from the current king and goes by his bitings. However, there's no like empire, so it's more localized. Professor Venus gathers you all into the area. Luth, eventually you realize that your friends are walking, so you like follow along. And off to the side is a young human male that's kind of like studying this new batch of kids, more or less. He hasn't said anything yet, but he's just watching you all. Do another perception check if you want to.
Another 19.
Okay.
That would be a 14.
16.
So y'all are able to notice that he has two large swords at his sides, and he's just kind of like standing there, watching you all. But yeah, Professor Venus gathers you all, looks at you. This is a very extensive process, most notably. However, I shall turn things over to the headmistress, and she will explain everything as per usual. And she kind of like walks off to the side, and Lady Faerun stands up. Greetings, students. I am Headmistress Faerun. You may address me as Headmistress Faerun or Lady Faerun, whichever you prefer. I am the current head of this school, and you are all here because you have shown an arcane talent, much unique to these lands. And as part of our treaty, we are here to issue you proper training so that you do not hurt yourselves or others, unless that is your intent. Now, there are a large sum of you here today, and you all must be sorted into proper houses. I will go over each of these houses, and the one that speaks to you the most will be the one that will pick you. Now, there are 4 houses within the Sagemist Academy. Each of these houses are represent to previous combatants who fell in the line of duty to protect these sacred walls. These houses are of the most importance. Anything you do within the academy will be reflectant on your house. Please take that into consideration. So the first house is the House of Ha. The mascot of this house is a beholder. For those of you who do not know what a beholder is, she kind of like minor illusion snaps her finger, and this picture of a beholder kind of like hovers behind her. That is what that is. The beholder is a terrible, terrible creature. I hope none of you ever encounter it. However, if this is the house that you most align with, this will be your mascot. This will be your prime power. The next house is the House of Torin. And just as like a flick of the wrist, the image of the beholder fades, and in its place is an owlbear. An owlbear is this house's mascot. It is a ferocious beast. I advise you not getting close. Next up is the House Coolidge. And just as the same, it changes from an owlbear, this time to a mimic, in the form of like a chest with its like mouth coming out. Very unique. Mimics are hard to come by. You do not want to encounter a mimic. But the house in question is a represent of a kinku, and kinkus are known for their mimicry talents. And last but not least is House in Boots. And you kind of hear a couple of people laughing at the sound of House in boots, but she changes it, and this ferocious like dragon appears, and everyone's like, "Oh, wow, maze." This is a very powerful house. Those who are sorted into the house in boots typically have a very large arcanic talent. Now, I would like you all to close your eyes and focus on these 4 houses that I have presented to you. And given a short amount of time, you all will be able to project the necessary arcane energy produced by these houses. The color will more or less dictate which house you will be sorted into, and I will be able to inform you of those colors hereafter. But first, focus. Focus on everything that you know dear, and I would like you all to make a Arcana check.
Me too.
No, you don't have to worry about. He's like, but I just want to play.
Well, you said young earlier, and I was thrown off a little bit. I was like, oh, me?
10. Okay.
11.
Okay.
24.
All right.
We
19.
got a real smart person over here.
19. Sweet.
I told you I'm gonna Hermione Granger this shit.
Oh my gosh. So at that moment, the headmistress tells you all to open your eyes, and you look as the room is like filled with this arcane energy, each student manifesting a different color in their own right. For those of you who are currently projecting the color purple, you have been selected to be in the House Har. And if you look, the only one out of your group that is currently purple is Kiaran. For those of you who are projecting the color green, you are in House Torin. Natari, you will find that your skin and everything is like a greenish hue. Next up. Oh, sorry, what?
What house was that?
House Torin, Tourunn. I'm purposely not putting you in your character's houses that you were in for the Secrets of Sagemist, just so you know. Not having any metas happen. Anyways, for those of you projecting red, you are in House Coolidge, and the only one that is red is Levrin. And finally, last but not least, those of you that are blue are House in Boots. And Luth, you open your eyes and you see that your skin is resonating this blue color. And as that happens, the arcane energy starts to fade in each of you at varying degrees. And she kind of looks at you. Next, there's going to be a proper tour. And she kind of looks over to Merrick. If you would be so kind, Merrick, can you show these students around the place?
Of course.
And
Come
she
on.
takes her seat.
And he just turns and starts to walk down the hallway.
And you watch as this, I wouldn't say grumpy, but this older gentleman walks in front of the kind of like desk that they're all seated at and walks behind to where these very large doors are. He opens them up for them to present to you the Steps of Grand, which pretty much is directly behind the Saltmire, the Saltmire room that you're currently in. The Steps of Grand are noteworthy because it can take you to any of the levels of the school relatively quickly. Even if you have a class that's on the third bottom level and you need to get to the first level, the Steps of Grand will just like arcane work their way in a way that can get you there relatively quickly without being like weird, like the Harry Potter stairs that like turn and may not like line up properly. These are just like, yep, you want to go here? Okay, there we go. It more or less like manifests you in your proper directions. But you walk in, there are various passageways to who knows what. It's all very new to you. But what you do notice is that there's other people within the school. Most you would assume to be students just going about their day. Initiation day is just like initiation day for anybody else. No one really cares. They still got classes and stuff.
I'm giving a college tour. I love it.
Let's see. But yes, the Steps of Grand are pretty cool. You all walk into the main foyer area, and Merrick, you see as a rough body of about 30 to 40 students are just kind of like wide-eyed looking at everything that they're being presented. You would know that your first thing is to take them to the common area where they all will gather and kind of like hang out whenever they don't have classes and things of that nature.
Yes, follow me. This here is the common area. You can come here and lollygag or study or mingle with your fellow students or whatever. Yeah, all right.
And in this common
Anyone have
area...
any questions?
Oh, sorry. Oh. In the common area, there are 4 sets of stairs, each taking the students to their own private dormitories. But the common area is like intermingle area. It's where everyone kind of, regardless.
Is that the main? Like, if they're leaving their dorms, is that the only way out of the dorms? Is to go to the common area and then branch off? Okay.
Yes. Mm.
So there's like one main hallway that goes to the common area and then 4 branch off?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Exactly. And the common area is pretty big. I mean, it can hold 200 people easy. There's various couches and comfy areas to sit. There's lots of books. There's lots of work areas and study areas in case students kind of need to seclude themselves. You will find that there's different arcane symbols throughout the areas. Some may produce like a silent spell so that you're not disturbed by outside, shenanigans while you're trying to like study for a class test or something of that nature. There's all sorts of weird shenanigans going on in the room.
Oh, yeah, if you look, if you go up either any one of these stairs will take you to your dormitories. I'm sure you know where you're going. Yeah, I just convey all that information he just gave me.
Thank you, Merrick. That's very sweet of you. I'm not as young as some of these other students.
Oh dear.
And you're elf?
I'm a half drow, half high elf.
Got it. Okay. The people of I already forgot. Uvain.
Mm-hmm.
What is their main? Is there like a main race, or is that just like a collective of races?
So collectively, when the Triperian Empire first came to Diademia, it was all humans, and then they more or less recruited other races within Diademia to aid them in whatever it is that they had. Because they had such high technology and things of that nature, it attracted a lot of the opposing races. So there was lots of high elves, lots of dragonborn.
So like, was there like a main enemy, that like in the wars, like the Uvain?
Essentially,
like
it depends on like what side of the stick you fell on. Like if you were a native Uvain person, you probably sided yourself with the Uvain people because it's just like that's what you know. But if you came from the Triperian Empire, whether it is you defected over there to learn more about magic and technology, when the war happened, there was like a split. So there was certain people that defected back over to the Uvain.
So it wasn't just like humans versus a bunch of other things.
It's like it was a whole mixture of.
Got it. Okay. Okay, that's what he was thinking about during that side.
Oh, well, what would you all like to do? As you'll find that if you go up to your common room, there are uniforms already like ready for you, arcanely produced, most like fits you to a T, and it's more or less a glamour effect to where while you still have like your personality in whatever outfit that you choose to represent, there's still like accents of your school colors kind of like sewn into it, whether you want it to be there or not.
I'm gonna go up to like the dormitory and kind of look around and see what it's like.
Okay. The dormitories are, I wouldn't say basic, but out of all the detail that you've seen so far, this is kind of where it went lax. The rooms have rows and rows, think like basic training, rows and rows of different beds, if you will. However, the thing you do notice is the moment that you step like by whatever bed you choose, everything else kind of like fades away, and you're in like your own little pocket space, to which you'll come to learn after, like, obviously they give you like the rundown, but you'll come to learn you can customize this area, and the moment you step out, it looks just like a regular bed, and the moment you step in, it's like your own space. So
Wish I had that in boot camp. Jesus.
No, because they would
For
still
real.
flip my bed, and I still have to make the sheets. Like,
Now, can you still see the people in the zone, or is it just
no,
the
like as
things?
soon as you are in like your space, there's like a perimeter around your bed area, and it like projects whatever you want, but everything else kind of like fades away.
And can they see us while we're in that space, or is it really like a pocket dimension?
It's kind of like a pocket dimension. So like if you're on the
Okay.
outside and you're looking at these regular beds and someone steps into their space, they like vanish. And then
Okay,
the
that
same
was
is
my question.
if they are there, like everything else vanishes.
Now, how does it
This is very
work
cool.
if someone's going to, like, if I wanted to step into Luth's pocket space, is there a
You
block?
would
or
just
in-
have to
or in
know
Kiaran's pocket
which
space.
area is his,
Yes.
and essentially like he can either lock his room, or make it to where people can come in and out, or make it to where like certain people can come in and out. Like it's very
Well, I'm just curious, like, if I was asked to go get Kiaran, like, is there like a buzzer or a door knocker or something, or would I just like poke my face and say you're needed somewhere?
essentially the staff and the other professors have like a thing to where like you can stand in Natari's like living space. You won't see her. You'll know that she's in there because of like arcane detection. However, you could tell her whatever message or thing you want,
Got it.
and then she'll receive it and know that
And
she's
either
supposed
just so I could verbally communicate and or be invited in.
Yes.
Sort of. Got it. Okay.
and
I just imagine you just poking your head through like just a shroud, like, hey, get up.
rule of thought, you can project
Check.
your space to appear however you want it to yourself. However, you can also make your guest see whatever you want them to see whenever they're in your space. So if you have like cool shit, but you don't want to see the cool shit when other people come over and it just like looks like regular place, that's what they're going to see when they come into your space.
And by cool shit, he means freaky shit.
Yeah. Just like, is that a beholder or are you just
So wait,
Oh, good lord.
correct me if I'm wrong. So the common space is a giant square room, right? And there
Yeah, more or
are
less.
hallways or stairs that go to the other dorms. And it's one main hallway that goes into the space.
Yes.
Okay, so Merrick is gonna have a very nice, comfy, like sofa chair at the back wall facing the hallway that enters the room where I usually sit, and
Okay.
constantly kick people out of my seat.
Nice. There's like a check
once
everyone
again, just
has
a
to
big
do
fighter,
to try and
just
see if they
get
can sit
the
in
hell out of
Merrick's
there.
chair without taking damage.
Yes, please vacate my seat. And then I will sit down and I'll probably be reading or something. What do you guys do?
But yeah, giving you all time to sort through your things, get more familiar with your like living areas. And it kind of comes naturally. Like you come into your area and you're like, oh, this is pretty boring. This is pretty blah. And then you're just like, I really wish it would look something like this. And then you see like it start to change like that. And you're like, oh, okay. And that's when freaky shit starts happening. You start making Pac-Mans in the background. Just like,
So Lute's gonna go into like pick a bed, I guess. He's just kind of goes into like one of the ones that are further in the back. Just not
Luth,
really
you will
Oh.
notice that Puckett also got sorted into the dragon class house with you.
It
And he
moves
looks at you, he's
good.
like, this is so awesome! And he like jumps into his pocket and he vanishes.
As soon as he vanishes in there, I like find one further away, just because he is so extroverted that I cannot handle it. It's like, oh,
He's
that's
gonna be
like, it's just
hey,
like,
Luke, let's go!
Oh, you're right there in pocket. I'm gonna be right here. And once he goes in, you run to the other one.
it's like, yep, that's pretty much what happened. So I hit kind of the back corner
Okay.
one as I step in, and I see the uniform that's presented. I throw it on, everything minus the shoes. I keep my sandals on.
Okay.
I don't like, and then I kind of like roll, like cuff the pant legs up a little bit. Nothing like super crazy, but just up a little bit. Kind of show off the ankles, the lower leg.
Ooh, so scandalous.
I know.
Show the legs! Oh gosh, he's like 12. Never mind.
I mean, yeah, he's like, once again, 14, 15-year-old.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
Actually, did I put his age?
Is this
14,
thing-
yeah, he's 14. I did, in fact. But yeah, so he's
Luth
he
and Puckett.
kind of
best
sets
friends
his
forever.
stuff. He sets his stuff up. He kind of just puts it on the bed. Doesn't really. He doesn't change
it's
anything
like
because
two
he's just like, oh,
belongings.
this is cool. Pretty much. He sets
For Luth, he
the
thinks
viola
this is
down.
like it. This is
This
the
is cool.
epitome of cool. He doesn't even know he can change
The
his
sheets
room.
are clean. The sheets are clean. He ain't got to worry. The floorboards aren't all like warped and dusty. Like
Oh god.
he's like, I don't even. He's like he's looking at the floor like, I don't have to worry about splinters here. This is awesome. And then he's like looking at the pillow and he's like, this is. He picks up the pillow and he's like, holy. Oh, there's actually like stuff in this. Oh, okay. And just sets it down. And he's like, I mean, I could get used to this.
This is so much
He's
better
just
than
kinda like-
hotel.
Yeah, he just sits down on the bed and just like, this is nice. He just like he just kind of lays back, like hands behind his head, like maybe this won't be too bad.
Natari, how is things going for you? How are you settling into your new space?
So she's going up there to find a spot. Probably the same thing as Luth, finding like a spot kind of in the back, as secluded as she can. And she like, when she steps in, she sees what it is and like just starts thinking about like, man, I wish this was more like the forest back home. And then sees like it start to change. Well, what the hell? And it would kind of manifest into, instead of a bed there would be like kind of a tree or two trees and a hammock between it,
Nice.
and then like flowers kind of sprouting off of all of it.
You also notice as you set your bag down, it starts to rumble a little bit, and your small fox kind of like peeks its head out as it looks at the new area that it's now in, and then it like hops out of your bag.
Oh, hey, buddy.
It's like nuzzling up to you, like
I didn't realize you were here. Pick him up and then hop up in the hammock and just kind of
it's a
like
stowaway.
cuddle for a minute.
So not authorized on school grounds.
Kiaran, how's your place looking?
Kiaran walks in to hers, and she immediately just waves her hand, and it looks a lot like what is in my background. She spent a lot of time in the Underdark, obviously growing up, and she really likes the fact that she was sorted into the house that she was given with the beholder as the mascot, and she makes like a beholder, just kind of a giant beholder, kind of floating and appearing and floating around, kind of like a magical arcane disco ball in the shape of a beholder, and the eyes are constantly putting out like different images that she, of like they'll shoot out, like it's like one of those digital photo frames that changes the photos. And so her eyes will, and of her mom and her dad, and sometimes they went on a family trip together, and and so there was just different images that it kind of just projects from the eyes.
Nice.
And she puts on her uniform, and I was trying to get a full size photo, but her uniform, let me do this, and so you can see her uniform is very, I mean, she's a half drow, so she's got that look, but she also, there's like a very like a tentacly type motif running throughout her uniform.
Yeah.
With her necklace, it's like tentacles, and then the of course the chest piece, and then the trim is all tentacle, all running down through her pants, and then like there's a design in her really high knee-high boots, high-heeled boots that are that tentacle theme and motif runs throughout everything she's wearing.
Nice.
And she just kind of sits and looks around and leans back and just decides she's going to take a rest for a few minutes and watch the images that she had it start projecting, and just relax. This is nothing really exciting or new. She just enjoys her time in her private space.
Yeah.
She's always been kind of a private person, so she really enjoys this.
Nice. And then Levrin?
So Levrin's customizing his room to not the house that they're in the city, but the old house that was on the coast, near one of the port towns. So it's got like sea waves on the back wall that kind of like flow slowly, with like forests and a beach, and there's like wolves running along the beach and like in the area, because he was close with one of the tamers down there that would like have wolves as like pets and stuff and kind of sell them as familiars. And he puts his bags down, hangs his 2 swords up next to the bed on the wall, and then picks up the uniform, and it kind of changes a little bit. You said Coolidge was red, right?
Yes.
So like the lapples or whatever, like the trim kind of turns red, and then there's like black inlay with it, and then there's a black stripe down his pants, and he pulls his boots on and kind of walks back out.
So you all more or less find yourselves comfortable in your own space. Some, decorating more than others. And at this point, can I have you all make a Constitution saving throw? Minus Merrick.
Ooh. That's a nat 1.
Ooh, gosh.
25.
For a 2 total.
Alright, 12. Now that my mic is unmuted.
Well, you all weren't paying attention, apparently.
17.
Merrick, you look so handsome in your glasses.
Oh, he's that student, everyone. Kiaran is the student. Well, yeah, she's that student, but Brent's that player that's playing that student. So
There's a little bit of me in her. I'm just not gonna lie. Not the flirty thing, but the very like the kiss ass kind of thing. You know. I got along really well with my college professors.
nice. So as you're all in your own space, you find everything just kind of like shoots out, and all the area around you just like goes black regardless of like what you had presented, and then it all sucks back in, and all of you are standing in what can only be described as like a very large room. Nothing too in particular about it, but there is a single man standing in front of you. Hello, everyone. Glad you could attend. I am Professor Caspin. You can address me as Professor Caspin. Welcome to the Sagemist Academy. I am forced to say that. Hopefully your stay here will be long and progressive, and not short and on my nerves. Basically, you all are here for a reason, to learn about magic. And anyone that got below 10 on that con save, when they got sucked into this area, they're like on the ground. They're like prone. They're like, what the fuck? Everyone else,
they're sick.
Magic happened, and you're like
just like this.
there.
He's just like,
Okay. He like opens his eyes. Why am I on the ground? Why is everyone around me? What is happening?
Everyone
Like,
just
he-
passed out as he's talking.
Luth is slowly standing up. Ow, ow. What? Oh.
Kiaran will reach down and help him up and say, "Shh, you're making a scene. Just be quiet.
Be cool, be cool.
Like, be cool.
You don't want to be singled out. I promise."
Well, all right.
Yes, well, this is normal, all of you who appeared on your asses. I am here for a single reason. I will be teaching you illusion magic. Say it with me, illusion magic.
Illusion magic.
Guitarist just sitting there, like, holding nibbles. So, like, what the hell just happened?
Yes, well, fine. Good. Basically, in order to stop a bunch of students like you from wreaking havoc on a fine academy such as this, there is a clause that you all must ascribe to. One at a time, you will all walk up here and write your name in my book. And you will see it over here. And you like snap this finger, and there's this magical arcane book that appears, and this like quill that kind of like appears above. As you sign your name, you will be signing over your magic lineage. Basically, any magic you do in this academy will be tracked to your magic lineage. So, if you want to cast fireballs in the free time, that's fine and dandy. We're gonna know it's you. Now, without wasting anybody else's time, please come and put your name in the book. I do not have all day. I have other things to attend
I'll
to.
go first.
Yes, sure. Kiaran, that's your name, right?
Yes.
Yes,
it is.
I know
actually.
all of my students. Please, sign your name.
Apparently. She walks up there and kind of not cocky, but very sure of herself, and just signs her name in a really gorgeous, script that's all wavy and pretty, and she just wants everyone to see it when they come sign their names as well.
You
John
just went. You
Hancock
did.
over
Hey,
here.
that, thank you. I was about to
As
say
you
you just went
do
full
this,
John
and
Hancock
you're
with
like,
that signature. Just fucking. Boom. That's me.
As you do this, the moment you set the quill back down, your name like vanishes into the book and is consumed by arcane power. And
Oh, well, that was a waste of energy.
yes, it was. Next.
That's why you don't talk about casting fireballs all the time.
Leverin walks up there and he just kind of like stops in front of the book and just like reads the whole clause.
And it's basically
standing
like
there.
really, really fine print, and you will find that the print itself changes from like all types of languages. So every once in a while, it'll be like in your language, and then it'll be a language you can't read, and then it'll transition back. And you have to find your place again. So like it's an extensive like, read if you don't know a lot of languages.
What's Professor Caspin looking like right now?
He's looking at you, just like tapping his boot, and like, really, you're one of those that reads the whole thing. Okay, well, speed it up, speed it up.
Leverin looks back like, oh, sorry, not really sorry at all, and quickly signs his name.
Same thing. You sign your name, and it vanishes into the book. Other students come up. They're starting to sign their name.
Luth walks up and kind of picks up the quill and is like, "What happens if someone writes a different name?"
I don't know, Luth. Why don't you try it and see?
He looks real confused. Are you telling me to do that, or are you telling me not to do that?
I gave you an option. The choice is yours.
He writes James.
Can I have you make an intelligence saving throw?
Oh. 6.
You watch as the name, like, angrily leaps from the page, turning into this, like, arcane, spiraling energy of vortex, and it, like, shoots into you, like, right into your noggin, and you take 10 points of psychic damage.
Jesus.
And he's dead.
And Caspin's doing healing magic.
So that hit. So Luth hits the ground and is just like, "Oh, son of a!"
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the prime example of why we write our correct names in the book. Shall we try this again?
You couldn't just tell me it did that.
I mean, this is a great way to get all the students on the same page. Thank you for your contributions. Please write your name.
Oh, God. He slowly gets up. Oh.
It's like, I don't even want to anymore.
What the hell did I sign up? And he just in real big, like, basic, like, ew. You. Being very careful with it. First and last?
Yes.
Right. Sets it down, and he like flinches as he like backs away, like praying he didn't misspell his own name.
And it like it vanishes into the book.
He's not a dumb kid, but at the same time, he just took a fucking brain blast. He's like, ah. He starts walking away, like still rubbing his like the front of his head, like it's like almost like he just got like thwopped in the forehead, but it's not. It's just like this.
Tari watches him like walk away, and then like
She's
realizes
like,
she's up next, and's like, "Do you want to go?" No. Okay.
Puckett's like, you can go, Natari.
Walks up and like, kind of nervously scrawls out her name. Nothing fancy, just like kind of crappy handwriting, and kind of flinches herself.
And it like vanishes.
Oh.
Everyone's like, we didn't know we were gonna take a freaking psychic blast to the head.
She like walks away. Or
Um,
heads to the back of the room or whatever.
and you watch as like the rest of the students like file in, and they all sign their names, and everyone's there. And then Professor Caspin's like, move aside, move aside. You didn't sign your name there, kid. Don't get fancy. And like this kid walks up. He looks to be 18, 19-ish. He is a high elf. Hair slicked back, robes elegant, and he just walks over and he's like, "This is such a peasantry move," and he like scrolls his name into the book.
Draco Malfoy.
Draco Malfoy.
Oh god.
Can I investigate what house he's in?
Do a perception. Actually, no, investigation check, because you're just looking at his clothes.
Okey-dokey. Ooh. Yeah, it's no. 3.
Wow.
Your character
I mean, you're not
colorblind as shit.
colorblind, so
He's
there's a
wearing-
lot of colors, but the one that trends the most is red. So you imagine him to be in your house.
Lucky you, Mr. Levrin.
Leverin's just kind of like scowling, like in the middle of the crowd with his arms crossed. Because even though like Leverin's kind of nobility, he also doesn't mesh with like
He doesn't
the higher
allude it
nobility.
in the same way that all these posh folk do.
Yeah, because like his family like originally came from like the lower the middle class and then rose to the higher nobility.
Roll a perception check, just anyone that's in the front-ish area of that.
21.
Okay. Loof
21 as
may
well.
not read good, but Loof can see that the kid's name is Alexandrin Not.
Fucking Alex Knott. Got it.
Alex Not.
Alex
Alex
Knott. Got it.
Wow.
Hey, Alex Snot, right?
Alex Snot. Wow.
Alexis Snot.
So he signs his name disappears, and he makes his way to the back. He kind of like looks at you, Natari, at your garb. And he's like, well, it seems they let anyone into the academy. And he's kind of like filing at his nails a little bit.
Is he like still walking?
Did Kiaran see that?
Do a perception check, because y'all might be in the front.
And who said that?
This would be Alexandrin, the snobby.
Is he a new student or
high-
Alex Snot, new kid. Not Paul.
Is he
I
is he
got-
a new kid?
Yeah, he's one of the new kids, but
I got
he's
a
like
10.
obviously of nobility.
15.
Family's probably like a lord or lady or some whatnot.
Did I hear him say that?
Roll a perception check.
I will.
Atari
do I get
just
advantage
kind
'cause
of
I'm wearing
like-
my reading glasses.
Cuddles nibbles
As-
closer and
as
like
Merrick's
just
like,
kinda
okay.
head down.
That was a natural 20 minus 1, so 19.
Nice. And what did you roll, Luth and Kiaran?
I got a
10.
15.
15.
10.
Yeah, y'all are able to overhear what he said. Mumbled.
What's the kid's name?
Alexandrin. You probably, if you've done your dossier, you know him as part of the Knott family, the Knott family.
Well, it seemed like they let you in here, Mr. Knott.
Oh, yes, sir.
I say very sarcastically.
I want to cast something, but I also don't because we
I do
just have
too.
a
got
thing that
trapped.
says they know.
I do
Yeah, I was gonna
too.
say.
I do
I was-
too.
I was like, there's no way to sneakily cast an Eldritch Blast.
We just signed the book. We just signed the book.
Can so do I see them like all like gathering around?
Yeah.
It's just mind
I
sliver.
see Alex, Alexandrin, and kind of walk over, and I'm coming up from behind and like hit his shoulder with mine, little hard.
Excuse me?
Oh, Alex, I'm surprised you got here. Considering you
Levrin,
always...
is that you?
Yes, I'm surprised you made it here, Alex. When that pole your family stick is shoved so far up your ass. I was debating whether to say it.
This
Like, right.
This bard has some of the best comebacks, best lines I've ever heard.
This is gonna be the best.
I'm surprised you pole ass could make it.
It would seem the College of Swift Remarks is full as of late. What are you doing here, Levrin?
I'm here to go to school, Alex. I'm surprised why you're here.
Mother and father wished for me to get better tutelage in my arcane knowledge. It's the only reason why.
So the Knotts family couldn't pay their tutors enough to correctly teach their child. Interesting.
Well, apparently, the Sagemas Academy has some things that not even my parents are able to acquire with their wealth of power and dignitary.
I'm so glad he's in your house and not.
He's gonna be like right next
I
to your
know.
bed.
Oh, like Alex and Lev like hate each other.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's the ship right there. They're gonna
Oh
start with-
no! Let it start. Put it in the books, boys and girls.
Just stay away from me, Alex. I don't want to accidentally step in shit again. and he nudges him again as he walks by, and says hi to like Luth and Atari, and like kind of bows to Merrick.
So rude. And he just kind of like scoffs.
Not a lord, don't bow to me.
And as you all are standing there, Professor Caspin, like, very well, that should be everyone. And he like snaps his finger and the book disappears. The rest of the night is up to you. You are free to go about the academy as you wish. Do not leave the academy. Just don't. There is common areas, which I'm sure you're familiar with, and there is places where you can eat, as well as those who are of age, places for you to drink and be merry. There's also shopping districts. Anything you want is probably in this academy. In the morning, you will all be woken up at a very early rate and asked to attend your avatar classes. That is a very important class. Make sure you do not miss it.
Well, I've
Other than
heard about
that, I do not have
avatars.
anything for you. Dismiss.
What's the drinking age?
12?
Kari's just sitting there raising her hand, like, quietly, shyly in the back.
Yes. Yes, you. With the hand.
Is there's an age for, like, drinking?
Yes. Yes, there is. You must be at least 16.
She kind of, like, grins. She just makes the cutoff.
So,
17.
However, alcohol is a thing, and it does make people drowsy in some circles. If you are late to your classes because you are getting schmammered, that is not a discussion I would like to
Schmammered.
have.
so Kiaran
Yes, sir.
walks up to Levrin and Natari and... So what's that shithead story?
That's Alexander Knott. His family is one of the
Oh, right.
more powerful families in
Well,
the
yes.
city.
I know of them. I'm not really worried about it. I don't really care about his money. Or
And
his
he's already like
connections.
walking away, like telling people like, "Move, please. Don't touch me." And he's like walking out.
You know,
Luth gets directly in his way. Hi there.
Well, you're new.
Well, yeah, aren't we all?
No, we're not.
He cocks an eyebrow. But I mean, ain't this is day one, ain't it?
I take it this is your first day at the academy.
Well,
and how many
yeah.
days have you been here, Mr. knothead.
I mean, I have come to the academy loads of times. This is my first time as a student. Make no mistake.
Okay, so you're just as new here as the rest of us. Have you ever attended Professor Cuspin's classes before?
No.
So this is day one for you too, knothead.
Perhaps. You know, I have things to do. More important people to see. Move out the way, young man.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
All right.
Go talk to your little buggy friends.
Leverin's in the back, just like fuming, like just wanting to slug Alexander.
Luke kind of like takes a step back, like, all right, I'm sorry.
Kieran, did you call him a knothead?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Merrick would have definitely laughed out loud for that. And I might have actually just up my book.
I mean, look at you. You don't even have a name tag. You've got no chance. Why don't you just fall down?
Not likely.
Natari would have projected into Kieran's head. Not head, that was a good one.
All right. Well, okay. Luke just kind of moves out of his way. It's like, is that? Are you? Do you have flowers on you? He's saying to Alex.
Flowers?
Or you like, what? You smell like a flower. Is that weird? He looks around. Is that weird?
It's a thing called cologne. You might want to invest in some.
Cologne. Ain't that I thought that was the part of the body.
What? No.
Yeah, it's in the lower part right before the food goes through and it goes through your cologne and then out.
That is the colon. Much different.
Are they still
Far
arguing
different
with
in
Alexander?
smells as well.
I'm sorry. I did a lot of reading, not a lot of speaking. So I imagine that's why I got.
What are you
confused.
reading? Book for ants?
No, that'd be much too small. I mean, okay. Well, you have a nice day with your cologne. Yeah.
He kind of just like rubs his temple, and then you watch as he vanishes as he like misty steps away.
Oh, so you're allowed to cast spells? They just okay. I thought it was like we couldn't do it.
How do you
Unless
cast
they
a
said
second level
anything.
spell? He's a new student. That's confusing.
Levering kind of walks up to Luth and just like puts his hand on his shoulder, like seeing the confusion in his face. Yes, Luth, we can cast spells. They track and know what we cast and when we cast it.
Damn it.
Oh.
I really would have. I had something for him.
Are there any?
I'm so disappointed,
plants
but
in
you
the-
know, I'm sure there's going to be
in
more
this room?
chances,
No.
Luth.
Hey, yeah, of course. You know, spells. Was totally good with those. He's like kind of slowly fidgeting with his ring that's on his thumb.
Would you?
Just sitting there.
I'm not in your house, Luth, but I could help you.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, I'm not. I don't want to be a bother.
I mean, I grew up. I grew up casting spells, so you seem like spell casting is new to you, and there's nothing wrong with that. I can certainly help you become more comfortable with your powers.
Yeah, that'd be great, actually.
Have you always had your powers?
No, I kind of found them as of late. I guess would be the best way to put it.
That's interesting. Maybe they were always inside of you, and you just discovered you had the abilities. Is that what you mean?
No, definitely not that. Definitely not that.
Oh, well, all right then. What kind of powers do you seem to be having? What can you do with them?
Well, I can make some fires happen, and I
like
can do this. And he just kind of like puts his hands out in front of him, and like this kind of like try like this, like aiming away from everybody else, just like at now this room that we're in. This is just like, is this like an actual like room I got to worry about damaging things or?
No, there's nothing in it. It's just
Okay.
large open area.
I can do this, and then he fires two Eldritch Blast off. Just like at a wall, just like two dark crimson just energy beams just shoot out and hit the wall. That's about what I got.
That's certainly something. I like that.
Professor Caspin like walks up to you all. You, boy, Luth, right?
Yes.
You're not gonna be a problem, are you? You're not gonna be one of those students.
No, sir. Not a problem at all. Not a problem.
I'm watching you.
Yes, sir.
And he like walks away. Professor Caspin's wearing like roughly elegant garb. You would imagine him to be a noble or higher outside of the academy. He has a large turban that he wears with like a feather that kind of hangs from it. Just immaculate from top to bottom. But he nods. All right, I'll take your word for it.
And he just kind of like does like a very uneasy, unsure of himself smile, like, like as he walks away.
Professor Caspin, don't worry. I'll help him. You don't have to worry about him causing trouble.
And he stops and looks at all of you. You know, this is rather interesting. You normally don't see many interminglings of houses, at least not to each of this extent. You literally all are from different houses.
Well,
are you
I'm
all
sorry
friends?
to interrupt. We met coming in off the carriage. I mean, I was waiting and they came off the carriage and, you know, my father dropped me off. You might know him.
Oh,
but,
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I was waiting when they came off the carriage and he allowed me to jump in line with him. So he's a nice young man.
He seems nice enough. I'm sure we'll get him spun up here pretty soon.
I mean, that's why he's here after all.
Visibly uncomfortable. Like he's like just sitting there fiddling with the ring on his thumb, just kind of like fucking with it, just like not knowing where to go or what to do. He's just like standing there like
I would like to cast Calm Emotions on Luth.
Okay. That's a save, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is, well, wait. Yes, it's a save, a charisma save of 16.
Charisma saving throw?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oops.
That'd be 18.
You passed, but at the same time, I'm saying there's nothing to be nervous about, Luth. I mean, it's
my anxiety overpowers your calm words. Just he does like I don't fight it. I let the calmness wash over, but it's just
right.
Yeah, of course, nothing at all to be.
You know,
worried about.
I think we're gonna be fast friends. You're very nice, and Leverin's nice, and Natari's nice. I really enjoy you. I mean, we may be in different houses, but we can certainly still remain friends.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Y'all all talk to me, and I haven't talked to other people in years. So,
Why?
well, other than my druid family.
Oh, well, so druids generally live in the woods, pretty isolated.
Yeah.
I mean, until they go adventuring. Have you thought about adventuring? I guess you want to learn more about your magical powers first, don't you?
Yeah, I'm still young. I was still learning, so they wanted me to come here because
I don't think it's a bad thing, but it is unusual for a druid to attend an arcane academy.
Well, I wasn't born into those druids. They found me. I guess my parents lost track of me or something, and
Well,
they
yes,
found
it
me.
happens.
So
Mix up at the hospital and such at the ward, the medical ward, so to speak.
yeah, with how like I can talk to people in my head, um,
I think that's wonderful,
Yeah.
actually.
they wanted me to come
absolutely
here
do.
to kind of try to find out more about my lineage and stuff like that. So.
Well, it was.
Oh.
Well, it was nice seeing you guys again. And Lev kind of shakes their hands and walks over to some of the first years in his house.
Okay. As you're about to go, Professor Caspin calls out one more word. You all will find that your houses will have somewhat of a rivalry with each other. Do not let that interfere with your friendships, if that is what you desire. Just know that it probably will be present. You may be pitted against one another in the coming days, so just keep that in the back of your mind. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you are not late for class. It will be with Professor Knopf. He is a very nice satyr. Have a good day. And he walks off.
So I'm going to speak telepathically to Natari, and I'm going to say, I can speak telepathically to you, and no one else can hear me. Is that something like you can do?
She quirks her head a little bit and looks at Kieran. Yeah, it's just something I've always been able to do.
That's I haven't always been able to do that. When I was about 10 years old, something happened to me and it changed me, and I've been able to do something like that ever since. And it's pretty handy at times to be able to speak to someone directly in their mind.
All the rest of you just kind of see us looking at each other. Yeah, it does come in handy quite a bit.
All right.
Levrin sends a telepathic message to Kiaran, telling her that I'm gonna be in the common rooms back near the dorms. If you guys want to join, feel free. I'm gonna be with some people from my house.
She'll say out loud, "It sounds like a plan." And would
Poor
y'all?
Luth is just like, why are y'all all staring so
And
intently?
I'll say out loud, "That sounds like a plan. Would y'all like to? I'll head to the common area outside the dormitories. Leverin's gonna head back there, and he said he's got some friends from his house that are gonna be there. We can all hang out. I think I'm going to grab a glass of wine."
Yeah, I'm sure. Why not?
Nantari gets slightly noticeably flushed and says, "Yeah, that sounds good." And then scoops up her fox nibbles and kind of rests her in the hood so that she's kind of perched on her shoulder.
I like your friend, Natari.
Oh, thank you. This is Nibbles.
Nibbles. Hey, Nibbles.
And kind of like reaches out, licks your finger.
Nibbles kind of like reaches forward and like sniffs and kind of backs away a little bit, still timid. She'll warm up to you eventually.
Yes, I'm not. Well, yes, I haven't ever been around the nature that you're normally. I mean, I've traveled a lot, but nature isn't necessarily my first choice of places to be.
Oh well. After growing up around it, it's what I know and I love it.
Well, they must have been splendid.
It's wonderful, yeah.
And
Go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was going to say,
No, I was
as you
just
all
gonna-
are just walking out of the room, you'll find that once you make your way back to the stairs of Grand, your thoughts or the direction you want to go in is kind of how the stairs kind of like present themselves to you. So if you're trying to get to the common room in a quick pace, you'll find that a set of stairs kind of like actuates itself into one of your pathways, so you can like guide yourself down that set of stairs to head to the common area quicker than trying to go to a specific set of stairs and then walk to the common area. But this all happens like naturally as you're just like navigating. You're like, oh, I really would like to. Now note it if you're like one of those crazy people that don't know where you want to go and you're like just standing there, you're going to find like stairs just like, where do you want to go, guy?
We're going to be so lost.
He's going to be like, no, wait, I had class. No, I thought, but I was supposed to meet up with.
It said I had to go to this class, but I think I had to go to this. You know what? I'm just going to call it a day and go back to bed.
Oh, no.
It's 8:30. Like I said, I'm calling it a day and going back to bed.
Well, on that note, as you all head down to either the common area or to get yourself some refreshments, we are going to take our first quick break. We'll be back in roughly 10 minutes. And then we'll come back and do the second half of this. Well, shorter half because it's only an hour, but we will see you all shortly. So,
see you in a few minutes.
Yep, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
you
And we're back, ladies and gents. What? What did I miss?
Nothing.
Okay.
We were just
Nothing, you're
talking
fine.
about
Okay. Don't
I was
trust
laughing at you. 'Cause what just happened?
I can't hear the music.
Why are
Oh,
all
yeah.
our cameras
Yeah.
on his stream showing?
It's
just
because I
showing
changed
his-
the whatchamacallit thingy-majig. There we go. There we go. It's gonna take a second.
He just needs more screens. More screens. That's all it is.
Essentially, yes.
We talked about this. You just need more screens and everything is fixed.
More screens.
More?
I've got 3 more.
I'm unmuted. I can hear everybody. Good times. So, we'll just say essentially y'all made your way down to what is called like the main banquet area. This place is a little bit different than your like Hogswarts type place. Obviously, there's large seating areas for those that wish to eat there at the tables. But the places that you can get food are like endless rows. Well, not endless, obviously, but different rows of exotic, different meats and foods and all types of food. Pretty much anything that you want. There's probably going to be some type of market, like essential food truck available for you to get the types of food that you would like to eat that night. Everything comes out of your scholarship, so you don't have to worry about paying for food. It's like meals are free. Well, not free. You already paid for them. You just get
Covered in tuition.
Yeah. So your tuition covers all that, which just opens up this smorgasbord of different foods, which oddly enough includes the alcohol. It's not separate. But it's probably like magically produced alcohol. Like you get buzzed and then the spell dissipates and you're like, wait a second.
I just found out how Merrick makes money at the school.
Oh no. So what would you all like to do as you arrive at essentially the biggest buffet that you've seen in your entire life?
Luth is just flabbergasted. Just, eyes
just
wide,
kinda-
not knowing what to do.
Everyone just kind of shrugs, nonchalant, and then heads over to a table with some people and kind of like waves Natari and Kiaran on over,
And
and Merrick if he's there, as like
And-
Luth is not paying attention.
I'm gonna grab Luth's hand and say, "Come on, let's go."
Right. Mm-hmm.
Is there anywhere like outside to eat? Like
so
or outdoors area
the-
or something?
The area obviously is pretty big because it has to be able to hold the entire student body at any given time if they all decide to eat at the exact same time. So essentially there is balcony areas that kind of like overlook the main area. There's the main seats that are more readily available. There's obviously like the posh seating where like people are just like, no, you can't sit with us. And then there's obviously outside type of, it's not necessarily outside, it just looks like it's outside because there's nature and shrubbery and other stuff growing in that vicinity. Also a little fountain because
So it's kind of like a garden.
yeah, like a beer garden but fancier.
Fancy beer garden.
Well,
I would-
Natari's feeling a lot out of her element still with this.
This
Is
so
gonna
much
grab,
to
like-
process.
Gonna like
What if Kieran's gonna grab both of us just under the arm? All right, let's go.
gonna grab some food, and like whatever's closest to what she normally would eat, and then go swing by the table and say, I'm gonna go eat over by the like trees and stuff. And if
Okay.
y'all can join me if you want. And then she'll walk over there and like
Are there any trees, or are they like more like bushes? like a proper big tree?
Whatever they
There's
make.
not as big as like the big tree that you saw when you first entered the salt mire, but there's like various trees kind of in that garden area. Probably
Like
magically created, not real.
grass in there, and or is it
Yeah,
like
like magic arcane grass. It's all fake.
so? Merrick would probably be leaning against one of them, sitting in the grass, eating his lunch and reading a book.
Okay.
Kiaran was gonna walk up and order a glass of glow wine and a small dish of wingfish liver and take it out and sit with Natari.
Leverin's like, but you could sit with us.
Guys, if we, I know Leverin's with his friends, but I want to include Natari as much as possible. I mean, growing up as a drow in the society here is sometimes it was sometimes lonely, and I remember what that feels like, and I don't want her to feel like she needs to be alone or left out. I want to include her and Luth as well. You seem a little shy, and I know you're nervous about being here, and I don't want you to be. I think you'll get used to it at some point.
Yeah, Luth is like listening, obviously, but is also like like still looking at like the food choices, and is just like everything that she ordered. Just he's like, where's
So this is glow wine. It's something that drow drink a lot. It has. Do you know what fairy fire is?
By name, yes.
So basically, it's kind of a spell that I can make something glow, and
right.
and even if they try to disappear, they glow. Well, there's some sort of that type of infusion into this wine, and it glows. But it's something that the drow drink on a regular basis. Wingfish liver it's just a small blue spine wingfish, and it's served with clustered black tiny eggs of the white grunt, and I love this dish. It's one of my favorites that I had growing up. It's
right.
It's kind of like a shellfish.
Shellfish. Okay.
In flavor, anyway.
Luth is nodding along. Seafood, not a thing. Not a thing for him. I think I'll go with that, and he kind of points to what he believes to be pork. Can I get that, and then just like in a roll, if possible, and then just I just went way deeper than I've been, and then with a bit of water as well. I just realized I was going. I realized I switched into a completely different voice.
It happens to me a lot.
But and just a bit of water as well would be swell.
And then all of a sudden, like right above a bunch of the tables, like a shower of sparks comes out as Levering casts, Prestidigitation, and like a bunch of people in the surrounding tables are like playing around with magic as we're eating.
Jesus
Christ.
I would imagine that there's not a whole lot of people out in the beer garden when Natari walks out there.
No.
Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's not. But not giving her eye contact. I'm gonna be like, enjoy being outside more. Yes.
Yeah. Of course. I miss home sometimes.
Yes. Unfortunately, the trees are fake, but it still feels real.
It's better than nothing.
Where are you from?
I don't really know what. I just know it's out in the forest in our druid circle. I wasn't ever very good with like the names of places.
That's fair. That's fair. And he'll just continue to read his book.
Okay. Can I have you to make a perception check?
Sure. 16.
9. Oh no, 11.
Okay. So Merrick, you're able to like look over the brim of your book and you see like a student with like a plate that has way more food on it than they probably could eat in one sitting, like running through the gardens like, oh, this is awesome. Probably the same kid that bumped into Nataria earlier today, but
Same
like...
one I yelled at, said no running.
Yeah.
Got it.
Is that Puckett running across the quad?
Puckett like looks behind you. Nope, that's not me.
Okay. Well, Puckett, would you like to go sit outside with us?
Sure.
All right. Are you coming, Luth?
Yeah, he's coming. Come on, Luth.
Yeah, I guess. And Luth gets his essentially like pork po' boy, and just kind of takes it. Thank you. Have a nice day. And just
You're like
walks away.
talking to unseen servants that are just like
I don't
serving you the
He
food.
doesn't understand this. He's like, I used to have to. My mom used to make all my stuff. This is so
Levin?
weird.
Levin,
if you want to
I'm
join
not
us, you
there.
can.
Like as Levin kind of sees them walking out, he says bye to the people from his house, his friends, and grabs some food and walks out with them.
Okay.
I'm coming.
So you all arrive in this faux garden. It's really elegant. There's different flowers and other, enchantments going about. Some of the less uppity students like to gather here. They usually set up like picnic areas in the grass, and kind of like collectively just chat with each other. You can tell that most of them are like older students because they don't have as much food. The first time you ever come across the buffet, everyone's just filling up the plate, and they're a lot more casual with like their mannerisms with each other, even if they don't necessarily look like they're rich or anything of that nature.
Natari, I can certainly see why you like nature. I don't eat outside very much. This is really enjoyable.
Just feels normal for me.
Sounds like Star Wars.
I was gonna say I got some Star Wars playing theirs.
Background Star Wars.
I listen to theme music when I read.
It helps set the mood.
I guess since you're all present, make a perception check.
17.
Okay.
15.
That is gonna be a 22.
Okay.
14.
Sweet. So you all are able to see this not so easily disguised. This large Goliath walks up. He kind of is wearing just like ranger garb, has different arrows and stuff notched around him. He looks at all of you. Merrick, you would recognize him to be Professor Littlefoot. He is the abjuration professor. He is one of the lower professors that work on the third floor, the bottom floor, the basement floor, the bottom floor. But yes, class-wise, he's not, any higher than anybody else. He's just like your regular old guy. He doesn't talk much. He seems to have a plate of just like berries and nuts and things, like trail mix, it's just pretty much trail mix. And he goes and he purposely sits like on the opposite side of Merrick to the tree, so he's like on the back side of it, and like slouches down and then begins eating.
Professor Littlefoot.
Merrick.
That's it.
He's like,
Yeah, we're on the same page.
I acknowledge
instantly
you
connected.
acknowledge me. Just imagine the Ron Swanson thing. I worked with a guy 10 years and never knew his name. I miss that guy.
Merrick.
Yes.
Who's Professor Littlefoot?
I mean, you can ask him yourself, but he is a abjuration professor.
Hi, Professor Littlefoot. I'm Kiaran. I'm a new student today. It's my first day.
I give you a week.
Ooh. I think I might surprise you. I study really hard.
Come to my class. I give you a week.
Maybe I will. How do I sign up for your class?
10 gold. She lasts 2 weeks.
Double or nothing. You'll find that I teach magic a bit differently than everyone here. All the professors are about the inns and many magnificent things that take place in this academy. But I teach you how to survive. I teach you how to use magic in a way that won't get you killed. Usually all of my classes take place outside of the academy, in the mists. And as he speaks about the mists, you all are familiar with the settling mist that comes in and throughout Diademia. Most people know to, like, stay indoors when the mist is happening because, like, a lot of weird shit starts going off. But when he says it so casually, it's very intriguing, and especially considering he says it takes place outside of the academy, you would know that all of your magic wards and things that keep you safe within this school won't apply if you are on one of his class missions.
Outside in the mist?
Yes.
Sounds like a good time.
For those that survive.
Isn't that like a little dangerous?
Yes. Did you sign the book?
The one, yeah.
Yeah, there was a clause that you might die somewhere in there.
Fine print.
Oh.
Illusionary script.
Luther just like glances like, okay.
Don't worry, kid. I'll be with you. It'll be fine.
Luther kind of brightens up a little bit.
We haven't had a student die in years.
Sounds intriguing.
Well, there was that one time. Never mind.
They
I look
turned
forward
up.
to it.
I mean, they were missing a couple of
was...
limbs, but it wasn't anything the Menders couldn't fix.
I'm sorry. What? Lost limbs?
Yes, you're at a magic academy, kid. If you don't think you're going to get hurt, well, you're at a magic academy.
Well, I mean, I already got punched in the brain earlier.
Oh, you were one of those. I bet Caspin had a good laugh.
I don't know. He just kind of stared. I couldn't really. I don't remember a lot. I had a searing pain in the brain.
Yep.
Leverin looks at Luth. Luth, how much did you actually know before you came here?
Oh no! You can't just ask people how much they know about magic.
Well, not much. I made fire, and then I shot some other stuff. That's about it.
Well, it's a good thing you're here. It's a good thing you're here.
Yeah, I just kind of asked for something to happen, and then it just kind of happens.
Well, I'll give you one piece of advice, Luth. The more you use magic, the more adept you become with it, which is why you see a lot of the students practicing in the, and I point behind me, in the cafeteria.
Well, I don't really have stuff like that. Most of mine kind of hurt people. Like, I just kind of, I don't know. she never really seems to give me stuff to just fool around with. More just things that kind of do stuff.
Puckett like looks at you. Your mom?
No, that'd be weird. Does your mom give? Is that a thing? No,
I mean,
no,
sometimes.
No,
She gives me like a list.
no, not.
She says I better get it done before I come back in the house.
Just don't worry about it.
Oh, well, he goes back to you.
It's just, yeah, he's like, it's nothing, and just kind of goes back to kind of fiddling with his ring.
Well, all of you are new here, so just tread carefully. Don't do anything that would set you too far apart from the others.
But you know,
Luth is very confused by that statement.
I like to do my best, and sometimes if I'm better than others, and that's so be it.
Yes, well.
I mean, at magic, I'm not better inherently. I might be better at magic because I work harder to do well.
I still give you a week.
Well, I'll accept that challenge, Mr. Professor Littlefoot.
And he just like goes back to eating his nuts and berries.
This is going to be interesting.
More than you know.
What? Well, I mean, what's next, Merrick? After lunch?
I believe you go through the training for your avatars, and then continue to figure out the studies you go and the directions you want to do, and not kill each other.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. Can we go there now?
I believe we'll be going there shortly.
Right.
Yes.
What are you reading?
Excuse me?
What are you reading?
Oh, The Unlikely Romance of Owls and Bears.
Ooh.
I was so hoping you were going to go somewhere with that. I was so...
I've not heard of that book, but owlbears are very intriguing, and, you know, owlbears are the mascot of House Torin.
Yes.
Is that the house you're in?
I don't believe I'm attached to a house.
Oh, you are special.
What Leverin looks at Merrick. So what does it say about owl bears?
Well, first off, owl bears are monstrosities. They are created by weird magics and things. This is more of a parody book about the romance of owls and bears.
Well,
actual.
That had to be either a very large owl or a very small bear.
It's disturbing, nonetheless.
The sheer logistics of it are mind-boggling.
Yes.
Atari giggles.
You would imagine there'd be feathers and fur everywhere.
Definitely. I mean, you know, owls have these raptor claws, and bears have these big, giant, you know, bear claws.
Atari's giggle kind of like turns to more of a look of horror.
Oh, God.
Why?
But believe it or not, the bears are traditionally the submissive ones in it.
Wow. Well, owls have very powerful raptors,
Indeed.
especially the giant ones.
This is going on longer than I thought.
He's like, I'm just reading my book.
You can only keep a straight face for so long, guys. That's it. I'm broken.
I was gonna keep at it. I was just gonna keep at it until something happens.
So you all finish your meals. You make your way back to the common area. You receive word that obviously the next morning you'll be attending Professor Knopf's class to create your avatar, I guess is the best word.
Professor Knopf.
Yeah, N-O.
Yep, N-O-F. Oh, yeah,
like,
I was wrong. Well, I was like, I literally just looked at it, and I was like, that's wrong.
But unless you all are doing anything special that night, you will find your way back to your common area after you mingle for however long, and the next day takes place. Can I have everyone roll initiative to see who might wake up late?
Fuck.
Oh damn.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can Kiaran have advantage just because she wouldn't wake up late?
Sure. Oh gosh, Luth, what did you roll?
Luth got a 3. Luth got a 3.
Well, that's good. Kiaran rolled a natural 20 for a 23. That makes sense for Kiaran's, personality.
Lev got a 22.
Natari's a 10.
Well, on that note, Monster Core, thank you for the raid of 21. We are on our first episode of Rise of Sagemist. We are currently seeing who might be late for their first class. Currently, that is definitely Luth.
That's so canon, though.
Yeah, like this works, and I hate it how well it works.
Oh my gosh. It's so bad.
It really does. I mean, rolling a natural 20 for Kiaran makes total sense.
But essentially, everybody but Luth wakes up. Luckily, your buddy Puckett notices that you're not like down in the common area waiting, so he goes up, finds your room that you tried to keep hidden, and he's like standing in your space, but like obviously like he doesn't see you yet, and he's like, Luth, hey buddy, you're gonna be late.
Oh, what? Like he just starts freaking out. He's just like, shit. Can
I come in? Are you decent? And if you are, can I come in?
No.
If not, I would, just meet you downstairs in the common room.
Yeah, I'll meet you downstairs. Do not come in
buddy.
the bubble. Do
See you
not
there.
come in the bubble.
And he runs away.
He very quickly gets dressed, like hopping down the dorm area with like one sandal on. He gets like all the way to the door, stops, and is like, shit, and runs back, grabs his ring that he forgot, and then takes off.
Rolled to see how late you were.
You arrive as all the other students are gathered around something that you can't see because they're kind of like looking down. Conversation's already like mid-going, and he's like, yes, and all of you will be collecting particular arcane energy that will help you manifest your avatar. Your avatar is a representation of yourself. You can only manifest an avatar that you have seen at some point. Basically, your avatar has to be something that you've seen before, or something of that area. Also, no one can see your avatar unless you are having it actively attack and or use magic on another student. For that purpose, it will be visible for at least a minute, give or take. Anyone has questions, please hold them until we are all ready. So just follow me. And he just like starts hopping down.
Shut up. You have questions? Don't.
I'm not going to answer them. Oh no, Paul's all different colors.
Yeah, I messed that up.
So you all make
Brent.
your way down to Professor Knopf's classroom. He has you all split up into sections, and you will find that your sections are your particular houses in question, just to keep it in order. So you're all like seated. away from each other. Yes. Any volunteers for first?
I'll go.
Ah, yes. What is your name?
I'm Kiaran.
Kiaran. Nice. Well, can you come stand here next to me? And this short satyr man just like motions towards him to his left.
Hi.
Hello. Well, to make this easy and to not really put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Dear, I need you to focus your arcane energy and think of what you would like your avatar to look like.
Okay, I know.
Okay, now focus it, and at that point, I would like you to roll a Arcana check.
Sweet. 24.
After that, can you roll a Intelligence saving throw?
Oh. 10.
Okay, and then after that, roll a Investigation check.
Okay. 14.
Sweet. So the series of things that happens, you're focusing your arcane energy on a single point. It's starting to manifest this being of your own creation. The being appears, and in that moment, the backlash from the arcane energy like hits you slightly. You take 2 points of psychic damage, but do as you will with that. And then, by further investigating, you are able to see it does look like how you appeared it to in your mind.
Excellent.
Are you done?
I believe so.
Amazing.
I have Gabby. Gabby's my friend.
Gabby. Hopefully I will never see this thing. Next.
Would you like to?
No. No, not particularly.
Okay. I think he's quite handsome.
Gabby, the handsome thing that you've created in your mind. This could not go south at all. Please, have a seat, my dear.
Maybe others wouldn't think he's handsome, but I do.
He, like, randomly points at you, Leverin. You, down here, to my left.
Leverin gets up and walks down.
Same thing. Focus, focus, focus. Do you have it? Do you know what you want?
Yes.
Now bring it to life. Do it. Do it now.
What are the rolls?
First would be a Arcana check.
Okay. That is gonna be 18.
Okay. Next is Intelligence save.
Intelligence save. 18.
Okay. And finally, Investigation check.
That is gonna be 16.
Okay. So collectively, yes, you're able to create the same thing. It comes into existence. You don't suffer any psychic damage feedback from it, and it appears there as you imagined. Yep. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take your seat.
Are you sure?
Take your seat.
Leverin kind of just shrugs and just walks over back to his seat.
And he like steps on his high hooves and looks over, and he points at you, Natari, all the way in the back. You there with the hood and the illegal pet, most likely. Come down here to my left. Oh, are you muted? No, wait, I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Oh, there. I was like, I don't see the mute, but I just mute. She's just talking to the professor's mind. That's what actually happened.
She reaches up and pets nipples as she walks up. Okay. What do I do again?
Yes. Just focus and bring your creation to life. First, do a Arcana.
Put in here. So I figured out how to do things.
Okay. Next, Intelligence saving throw.
Okay, now I'm a little more confused as to where I thought. Oh, saving throws. There we go.
Awesome. And then finally, an investigation check.
Wow.
Sweet.
Nice.
So initially you're having like difficulty settling on how you want your avatar to look, but after a bit you're able to like get the hang of it and your energy focuses, and similarly you're not suffering any psychic damage from it, but it comes into fruition and it appears like however you wanted it to appear in your mind. Very well, very well. Are you all done? Perhaps?
Yes, she kind of looks up at her shoulder and does this number. And... Okay, and then walks out.
Okay. And finally, are you sleeping over there? You there, with the face. And he points at you, Luth.
Yeah.
Down here, over here, to my left.
Quick question, DM. We did a long rest, correct?
Yes.
Hey, that...
And this is how Luth dies.
Psychic damage. Just constantly getting just brain punched in classes. Not even combat, just kills himself. Okay, so okay, so it was Arcana
the real
to start off
AC
with.
is yourself. First Arcana check.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
That is.
This one's a freebie. You
a
might not
10.
know what you want it
That's
to
a
look
10.
like. Okay. Next one is Intelligence Save.
Intelligence save.
That's the one that hurts.
This one. This is a brain puncher. Oh no! Oh what?
no!
So before he's even able to like finish, you see Luth just like fall to the ground, like just full on. I actually need to roll this one because it's
Just
not even
throws
like.
it.
And his dice, his D20 flies across the room.
I might have just. No, I didn't break a glass. Thankfully, I didn't yeet one of my metal dice. That would have
You suffer
shattered that
13
glass.
points of psychic damage. Good
Oh,
thing you long
no.
rested. You're turning out to be that kid that blows up everything in Harry Potter. Like that's your new role.
Neville.
Oh no,
Neville Longbottom.
Oh no, that was the other guy.
That wasn't Neville. That was the other kid. That was the other kid.
Oh, it was, yeah.
You know, it's
But
funny.
Basically,
Yeah.
you're flat on your ass. Can I have you roll an investigation check?
Investigation check.
Looking
I
for
gotta get a
your
new D20. Good thing I got my metal one here, so this is gonna be loud as shit. If I don't drop it on the floor first. Huh. That's a nat 20.
Nice. Before you is something that
Already
you
better.
You found him. Or her.
have never really like seen before. It's a large woman. Her hair's like pulled back. She's very muscular and she has like a blade at her side. And she looks down at you and she's like, "Stand up, little one." And as she speaks, the voice is very familiar to you, as if you've heard it in a dream or in your subconscious mind. Just, it seems like it's normal.
Very familiar to me. Got it.
All of us hear this, or just him?
Just him.
Oh, okay.
Luke
The
is
professor
just.
looks at you. Well, that's new.
Yeah.
This
He
is going to
doesn't-
be rather interesting because the four of you that I just selected, your task today is to teach the rest of your classmates, the rest of your house, how to manifest their own avatars. I will give you until recess. Begin.
Don't do what I did.
I'll go first. I mean, I can teach. You know, I can teach my house. Can I go first?
Sure. You're all in your own, time. Everyone's
All
doing
right.
it at the same time. So just go about your own things and, teach as you will.
All right. Thank
So
you.
you have roughly about like 9 other students to teach this. So what I'm gonna have y'all do is roll. We'll say advantage because you've already done it, but roll the same checks that I just had you all roll. and then collectively we'll see how many of the students get injured from their avatar lessons. So first do a advantage Arcana check.
And then it was intelligence save.
Intelligence save, and then advantage investigation.
Natural 20.
Hermione's
Sorry,
teaching.
what am I rolling? I'm sorry, I was looking for my die.
Same ones, but with advantage. So double Arcana, double intelligence save, and double investigation.
Yeah, I'm legitimately not using this die anymore. I just got another nat roll.
Dice jail.
Dice jail for real. I'm gonna buy new dice. I'm gonna buy. You know what the problem is? That character, originally that character die that I got those for, dead. That's why they should die with him. Exactly.
Everyone in Kiaran's house just all collapsed from a 4 intelligence save.
Okay. I'll play out the scenes after I hear everyone's rolls.
One set of rolls for the whole thing.
So yeah, you're only doing one, but you're doing each one with advantage. So whichever one's the higher out of your 2 rolls for each one.
So I got a 14 for the Arcana, and then a 20 for the intelligence save.
Okay.
Not nat 20, dirty 20. Dirty 20.
I think mine highest. You said we're only doing 1, right?
2. So you're only doing 1 roll, but 2 advantage for each one of the rolls. Sorry.
Yeah. So mine's 19 on the Arcana, 18 on Intelligence, and 19 on Investigation.
Wow.
So the advantage is just doubling the bonus?
No,
you just roll.
You
roll your d20 twice.
You roll your d20 twice, and whichever one's the higher number, that's the one you add the Arcana proficiency to.
Why couldn't I get the 19, 18, 19?
Okay, so tallying it up, for anyone that rolled intelligence saves 10 or less takes 12 points of psychic damage. But that's like collectively as a group, each one of your classmates will suffer that. Anyone higher makes a save, doesn't take damage. Anyone that is 10 or below for their Arcana check just has difficulty settling on what they want their being to look like. But anyone higher kind of already has it in their mind of what they want it to look like, so it comes to fruition. And then anyone with 10 or lower for investigation isn't quite sure if they cast the spell correctly.
All right.
Okay, so
House Coolidge, what?
18, 26, and 10.
Okay, so Natara, you're able to get everybody to create their avatars. They're just not sure if they performed it correctly. Their avatars are there. They're just not fully committed to it currently. But you'll find over the next couple of minutes, their avatar comes into their mind and they're like, oh yeah, I did do it right.
It's a bit blurry.
Yeah, it's a bit meh.
Censored for now.
Yeah.
It's like was anything supposed to happen?
You gotta focus the camera. You gotta focus the camera a little bit.
Very good, very good.
My investigation was a 14, by the way. I forgot to roll that last one.
Okay. House Har, it seems that y'all may have had a bit of difficulty on the adaptation of everything.
Yeah, I taught them very well. They all, I know they manifested it very well because they rolled a natural 20 for a 25 on the Arcana check, but it seems they weren't able to handle the vivid, casting that they were able to pull off. They weren't quite ready for such a successful, creation of their avatars, and they all just collapsed. I mean, it wasn't a pretty sight, and I didn't know what to do with them now.
Oh, it'll be fine. They'll shrug it off.
I think they were crawling around when they were down there.
May need the
When they were down there, though, I think they found him because they did pretty well on their investigation. I think they all found their avatars.
Well, that's good. I would hope. He kind of like looks at all of you. Very well. The rest of the day is currently free to you. Do as you will. Be sure to explore the rest of the academy. There's very important places that you probably should stop by, like the library and things of that accord. But do not let me keep you.
Merrick, can you take us to the library?
Oh,
Hey, Merrick, what about if you sneak us off campus to go see the mists?
no.
Oh,
Just hard no. Hard no.
Hard pass.
Not even like they like no.
You'll see the mist soon enough when you take Professor Littlefoot's class.
okay. All right, let's go to the library. Let's go, everyone. Come on.
Luth is still just rubbing the front of his head. Just
What did you see when you created your avatar? Was there something there?
yeah. There's something there. It's just I'm still trying to make sense of it because I haven't seen it before. He said it had to be something you've seen before, right?
Right.
It's just I've never seen that before.
Maybe.
At least I don't think I have.
Well, then maybe you didn't create your avatar. Maybe it was already there and it just manifested when you tried to create one.
That's slightly terrifying. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's slightly terrifying. Though it would kind of make sense.
Yeah.
He's just
I'm
like
pretty-
he's just like kind of lost in thought now, like just thinking like,
I'm pretty good at figuring things out. I can help you.
yeah.
I like that.
Um,
This is fun. I mean,
I mean, for you,
well-
I got punched in the brain again.
you know, maybe. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's something you could learn to help maybe protect yourself against the brain punches.
I don't know if they. I mean, maybe. I mean, I heard maybe I'll be able to make something that's like anti-brain punch.
I'm working on something like that for myself, and when I figure it out, maybe I can help you.
All right. Yeah, I greatly appreciate that. Yeah.
All right.
As we're all walking to the library, I'm with 2 people from my house, and they're just looking at Luth like, "What's wrong with this kid?" Luth's a good kid. He's just having a hard time adjusting. And I look back, seeing him. Luth, are you all right?
Yeah. I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'll bounce back. Just
So are we all
Yeah.
going to the library?
yeah. Why not? You
I think-
could-
Well,
I like that idea.
Professor Knopf said we should check it out. She said it was very important.
I mean, I think she just said there's a lot of important places. I don't know if she
Yeah.
said.
And then she
This
said,
is
like the library. She said, like the library.
Oh, sorry. Professor Knopf's a boy.
He said, like the library.
I mean, he
Singers
does
look
have long, red,
relatively
flowing hair,
identical.
so, but he didn't have a
They
shirt
said-
on, so.
They said, like the library.
You
mean,
all make it to the
sure.
library relatively,
Well, Merrick's taking us.
relatively quickly. You walk in and it is a very large room, almost bigger than what you would imagine the room to contain, kind of like it's larger within than it is outside as you're approaching. But you walk in and there are books everywhere. There's like books on the shelves, there's books on other shelves, there's books like floating in the air, there's books all over the place.
I love books.
Right in the main area, carpeted to the front desk, is this large not quite owlbear, but owl person, owl folk. Just like glasses perched on the tip of its beak, and it's just strumming through pages one at a time.
Hi, I'm Kiaran.
Hello, Kiaran.
Can you help me? Excuse me. Can you help me? I want to look for something that maybe I can help one of my classmates learn to shield his mind. He keeps getting really bad headaches because he's not used to casting spells this way, maybe. And I'd like to help him to become tougher. Do you have any books like that?
Have you ever heard about magical surges?
Well, I mean, I've heard it mentioned in passing. My mother's talked about it, but I don't really know anything about it.
Other than that, have you heard about Embolden?
I think so. Have I, DM?
Roll a history check.
I'm not very good at those. Yeah, I'm not very good at those. 6.
Okay.
Shouldn't I have heard of those, though?
Roll at advantage, because you probably...
I mean, I should, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, even at advantage, I still rolled a 6.
Perhaps it's just one of those things that's like on the tip of your tongue. You've heard of it before, you just can't remember exactly what it means in this moment.
Sometimes I have the same problem with names. I know someone's name and I just forget because I try to remember everyone's name and sometimes I get them mixed up.
Yes. Well, my name is Howlin, and I can give you information to learn about these things. Embolden is rare, but you do see students possess it from time to time. Think of it as getting advantage on things for an extended period of time. If a student is emboldened, they have a better success rate.
Well, I like that.
However, it is concentration, so it could go sour.
That's okay. Well, I mean, if I cast it on him, or if I taught him how to cast it on himself, I mean, he would have to concentrate, or I would have to concentrate on it. And as long as I held concentration, though, he would still be able to use the advantage, right?
Potentially. However, you will find Embolden is not something you can cast. It's something that you possess.
Oh, okay.
It can
That's
manifest
making
at
more sense now.
strange
Yes.
The other thing is magical surges. There's sometimes that the arcane energy around you is just very intense, and you find that it's a lot easier to cast magic than before. A lot less effort. Essentially, throughout a round, a person who is in possession of a magical surge could cast magic free of charge.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. I noticed that when I try to cast several spells, I eventually run out of spell energy, and
Yes.
this would be...
Could potentially be a thing with magical surges. There could be backlash. However, free magic is very rare. It's hard to find.
Is this to happen in a certain area, or like a certain location, and then...
Well, considering the Academy roughly has quite a deal of magic, these magical surges can spring out into existence at random. But, being aware of what they are makes it a lot easier.
Does it... And this is for any spell level?
Yes, free of charge. As long as you know it, obviously.
Right. I mean, if I don't know a spell, I don't know it.
But,
all right.
you should be able to find books and things as you will in these areas. Just let me know if you have any questions.
All right. I'm gonna go over here to this area of the stacks and start looking in this section. It looks like this might be the right area. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Is it Mr. or Miss Hallen? I'm sorry, Professor?
Mr. Howland, I am not a professor. I am merely a librarian. Seeker of books and knowledge.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hallen. I'm gonna walk over there and start perusing through, looking at the spines of the books and pulling them off and looking at them and then putting them back if they're not what I'm looking for.
Okay. What are the rest of y'all doing?
I'm just kind of browsing around the library.
Okay.
And oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I've got my avatar kind of roaming around, kind of letting him play around in the library.
Merrick, you're still at the library, right?
Yeah.
Do a perception check for me.
17.
Okay. As you're watching the students go to and from, you notice on one of the books cases that there's this like arcane glow kind of nestled around it. It's this single book on the shelf, surrounded by like this dark energy, purplish in hue once the light hits it in the right way.
It just sticks out, glows like that. It just sticks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll grab it. and take a
Okay.
look.
Do anything specific with just grabbing it or?
What's? Do I know what's giving the glow off?
Roll a Arcana check.
I am not that kind of wizard. 14.
You can sense that it might not necessarily be good energy from how it's nestled around this book. You haven't seen anything like this in the past. However, this is the first book that you've seen that has done this.
Got it. I'm gonna open it up.
You open it up, and all the pages are blank, void of any text and things of that nature. However, in the moment that you open it up, you look around and you're just in darkness.
Tom Riddle's diary.
Wonderful. Would Merrick know what's going on? Solo has an idea, but would Merrick know?
Let's see. I'm gonna try and give you a check that you might can pass. Let's do.
Give me a check on my pass.
Let's do
Strength.
Constitution save.
23.
Okay. You notice in that moment that this book is somewhat familiar to a type of energy or thing you've seen on the battlefield where back during the war years, the mages and other arcane users would use various tactics similar to like darkness or something like that. However, these would be like almost like centered on a single target, and it would put them in like a pocket dimension to where they're interacting with things that nobody else around them can see. They kind of call it the Black Plague because in those moments your friends could potentially end up like lashing out at you. However, how this like Black Plague book got into the academy, you're not necessarily sure yet.
Do I see anything in the darkness?
Make a perception check.
16.
Okay. In that moment, a female figure walks up to you, and she looks at you, and she says one thing. What is your desire?
Oh boy.
And on that, we are going to end it.
No.
Yes!
Damn.
Yes!
Ask question.
That is the first episode. We will quickly raid, but as we're on the ending screen and public is still talking, thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you all for... I'm sorry, y'all are all waving and it's still saying ending. They're waving to you, chat. I'm sorry. I'm so mean. I should have let them, like, wave or something. But yes, we will go ahead and raid somebody, because that's what we like to do here. We like to raid. I would like to raid. Who is streaming that I know of?
Should have started my stream.
Oh wait,
Raid
okay,
me.
so I'm going to raid Miss Envy because the last time she raided me, my sound or something was like down, and it was really bad because like there was a lot of people and I was not at all prepared. So we're gonna return the favor and raid Miss Envy, but we will catch you all in 2 weeks as we pick up on episode 2 and see how far this rabbit hole goes. Thank you all for being patient during our technical difficulties, and as well as seeing how this story is starting to unfold. But without further ado, we will raid Miss Envy and see you all the next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you later. 6 seconds. Feel like it's not 6 seconds. Feel like it's infinite time.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Bye.
Happy 4th. Happy 4th.